Live streaming is on.
Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is April the 30th, 2020. Strong hand, buy and hold Bitcoin. Having hype. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin in motion, 5-digit round, 1 day closer to an all-time high. 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin offended by selling. Compete, don't complain. Conviction. This is where the big boys play. You get a new show here every day. Follow me on Twitter at TechBalt, TechBalt. Hello, my elite friends. If you got questions, I got answers. Type them in that chat right now. Yesterday, I was on Thomas's World Crypto Network. Well, the World Crypto Network. Thomas interviewed me. It was great. It's linked to below. Tomorrow, Friday, 1 p.m. Baltimore time, 10 a.m. in the morning in Los Angeles. Tone Vase and Thomas Hunt will be on the show. Maybe a third guest. Who knows? You never know what you're going to get. Those two are enough. Best freaking guests in the space. Oh, baby. What a rush. What a rush these last, 36 hours have been. I tell you, there'll be days it goes up by 1,000. There'll be days it goes down by 1,000. And we had that like in 24 hours. It's been, but if you got strong hands, you're used to this kind of thing by now. It's been a rush. And it's been fun talking with Thomas. It'll be fun having everybody on the show tomorrow. But strong hands, dude. Pound that like button. You never know what's going to be next. It's having hype season, baby. So all sorts of fun roller coaster rides here at the Bitcoin amusement park. All right, so let's talk about roller coasters here for a second. March 12th was the day of hysteria, where the whole world panicked. All sorts of markets crashed. Even Bitcoin got pretty low, and all of us with the strong hands, we accumulated on that day. Oh my Lord, got me 2 Bitcoin back then. I remember that. That was a good day. Oh yeah. But the funny thing is that the hysteria from that day, and I said back then, there's a day after tomorrow, there's a day after today, et cetera, et cetera. Bitcoin will survive. It'll be fine. It shows that Bitcoin never fails a test, okay? It keeps getting stronger. Bitcoin, for you fiat freaks out there, Bitcoin is already returned to its pre-March 12th hysteria price, okay? So many people said it died. It was going to die. That was it. Oh, we're in for a depression in Bitcoin also. Look how fast that happened, dudes. So Bitcoin became stronger. It passed yet another test. Who could have predicted back in the day? Well, there's going to be this one day when the whole world shuts down because everybody's paranoid over some virus, and everyone's going to try to sell everything that they got so they can get dollars. No, that was unpredictable, but it happened. Bitcoin passed with flying freaking colors. Look how strong it is now, having hype back on the table. I love it. So let me read this quote, this tweet that inspired me to put this in the headline and everything. All right. So Bitcoin made it through the economic storm fueled by hysteria, and Bitcoin traded at $9,300 3 months ago, pre-pandemic. Pandemic, yeah. It should be worth more today. Why? 1, Bitcoin just went through one of the worst crisis markets meltdown ever and emerged with flying colors. That's a really good point there. Central banks are printing over $6 trillion, which didn't exist 3 months ago. We are 3 months closer to the halving. So those are all those three factors are great factors for Bitcoin. Why, hey, if you're a fiat freak, you should be expecting great things. So, hey, we're happy here, or I'm happy. It's been that's why I love life. You never know what's going to come next. We think these 2 days have been fun. Oh man, who knows what the next month is going to be, what November is going to bring. Oh, I am just looking forward to it, man. I love Bitcoin. I love this roller coaster. I love life, baby. Pound that like button. So let's talk about Andreessen Horowitz, the big wealthy fund that invests in all sorts of companies, Silicon Valley. You've heard of them before. They call we talked about this before, that they were creating a crypto fund. Well, the crypto fund is $515 million they're going to invest. It wasn't even supposed to be that much originally. Let me just see if anyone's got questions over there. No questions. Feel free to ask the questions, though. Fun. There was one funny thing there. So, where was I with this Andreessen Horowitz thing? I lost my track. Someone said a funny thing. Yeah. So it's called. Let's see. We're excited to announce Crypto Fund 2, a new $515 million fund to invest in crypto networks and businesses. Okay, they're using the word crypto, so some people are already triggered. Read our blog post by C. Dixon and Katie Hahn on why our commitment to crypto is an investment in the long-term development of the internet. We're excited to announce the $515 million fund that will be used to invest in crypto networks and businesses. Here are some of the areas we're excited about. All right. So right away on Twitter, there were many people saying, why can't they invest their money in Bitcoin-related stuff? Why does it have to be crypto? Well, they are going to invest some in Bitcoin-related stuff. If you read their press release, which is linked to below, along with the article, I advise you read the press release because you can learn a lot. I was inspired by the press release. I'm going to give you the insider freaking information from the press release. Now, so people are saying, why can't it be big? First of all, if you want to invest in Bitcoin projects, you go do it, okay? Let them do what they're going to do with their $515 million. Sure, some of it is going to totally fail and flop and look completely silly. They mentioned DeFi they're interested in. Here's something that sounds like 2016, and people pointed this out. But let them blow their money on something. Payment blockchains are picking up where Bitcoin left off. Okay, yes, that really does sound like it's from 2015. They can blow their money on that, and they can blow their money on DeFi. But for those people that think think bad things about DeFi, this is a lot of money that's going to go flowing into it. I don't know how much of the $515 million. Again, their press release, they talk about the aspects of cryptocurrency that they like. They don't mention specific companies they're going to give millions of dollars to, but you can get a feel of where some of it's going to go. DeFi, payment blockchains, whatever that is. But here was one thing that I noticed, and bear with me here. New ways for creators to monetize. In the near future, we expect crypto monetization models to be applied to other creative activities, including writing, music, podcasting, programming, design, and more. So, I mean, what's that make you think of? Where would they, if they're interested in that, new ways for creators to monetize? Okay, and they're thinking crypto with that. I mean, the first thing that popped into mind is imagine if they fund a successful Steemit or a successful Hive, or maybe I'm not starting rumors here, but they could create something from the ground. They could invest in something we don't even know about now that somebody's working on in San Francisco. That's going to be a Facebook, YouTube funded by some paying creators with some altcoin type of thing. Yeah, but imagine if Andreessen Horowitz, freaking a16, whatever the freak they call themselves, if they get behind something like this, because you got to admit, Hive and Steemit now, there's no one major behind. It's grassroots stuff, and good for them. But here we go. So there are all these people screaming, "Oh, why don't they invest directly in Bitcoin? Why don't they do this?" And probably if they invested $515 million straight up in Bitcoin, it'll probably perform better than all of these things, but they're gamblers, okay? They want good they'll get some good performance out of this, no doubt. They're smart gamblers. But let's do the connection here. Let's think beyond being triggered and being this orthodox Bitcoin maximalist that can't picture altcoins having any worth in this world, that altcoins are trash and they're useless, and that limits the. If you have that mentality where you're triggered by Andreessen Horowitz talking about altcoins and you just shut yourself off, you're limiting the potential out there. Great things for Bitcoin could come about from this. So let's say they do fund something that gets successful that's like Steemit. And all of a sudden you have all these people making videos and all sorts of other creative activities on a platform that uses some altcoin, okay? So all of a sudden, this is going to be the true gateway into cryptocurrency for all sorts of people who never would have considered it, never, ever, ever would have considered it, okay? And some of those people will do their videos, they'll get this new cryptocurrency and they'll turn into Bitcoin. They'll learn about Bitcoin through it. It will be a gateway into Bitcoin. So for all you people screaming about, oh, why can't they spend their $515 million on Bitcoin-only companies? Okay, first of all, compete, don't complain. Start your own fund if you want to do that, all right? But the second thing is think beyond the words that you're reading, all right? Think beyond the first level. There's this, second level, third level connections. It starts, it's dominoes. When you fund something, it can start and create something awesome, create an awesome product. So many things that you have to take time to think about can be born from such a project. So that's what I'm here for, to calm people down and say, well, wait a second. This is good for Bitcoin. It is good for Bitcoin. Think long term. Think down the path. Think about the connections. Okay. So good luck to Andreessen Horowitz. I hope they do something exactly. If they're interested in social media and crypto, I hope they do that. I really do hope they fund something like Steem It or Hive or whatever, and that creators like me can. And again, this is on Hive right now. This is on Steem It right now. But something that's next level, 2020 golden age type of stuff, 2020s golden age type of stuff. I'll get on that, because YouTube. I've had some issues with YouTube apparently this last month. Pound that like button, but I'm still here doing a new show every day. They can't stop me. Okay. And you could be a Bitcoin orthodox, Bitcoin maximalist that just curses at people that deal with altcoins. Okay, that's fine. Do what you're gonna do. I'm telling you what I am. And fitting in is overrated. I do what I do, man. All right. So be a man, be an independent dude. That is the accomplishment, individualism, not the collectivism is the default, as we've seen in the world today. So let's talk about yesterday's show. I was talking about bullish mainstream signs for Bitcoin. Well, here are some more bullish things for the halving hype, okay? Bitcoin is trending in the top 20 on Chinese Twitter. Well, that's classic. Bull time, baby. Even if the Chinese are going wild again, we're getting there. We're getting there. All right, another 80%er bullish sign. I don't know who this dude is. He's famous, apparently. He has many followers on Twitter. He's got a blue check mark. His name is either DDGOD or OD. He's in LA. He's in Los Angeles. He's a rapper, it appears. He says, I lost $40,000 in Bitcoin 3 years ago. I never sold my shares, and I made it all back today. ... Patience. Well, dude, you're an impulsive rapper, and you're learning about patience. I don't know how you lost $40,000. I don't know about your shares, but I'm glad you had a strong hand and that you're spreading the Bitcoin word to your 80% followers. And when we have dudes like you tweeting about Bitcoin, that means it's getting bullish. It's getting frothy. It's getting good. The people are finding out about it. Oh, I am so excited when the rappers are freaking. And so OD, I hope I see you out on the streets of LA. I mean, if you're as hardcore as you say you are, you're a rapper. I saw your video. You were talking about being at the club and everything. I hope you're still going out and you're not hiding in your house and you're out in the streets too. I'll come join you wherever you are, man. We'll go hang out on the streets. Only on the streets. I don't want to be hanging out in houses. I want to be on the streets because, again, after this video, I'm going running. Maybe you come running with me and stuff because that's what this is about, dudes. Don't lock yourselves up in your houses. Enjoy this life. Enjoy this Bitcoin surge or whatever, or having hype, et cetera, et cetera. Don't be a slave to the freaking state. So, I mean, I'm just assuming if he's a hardcore rapper, he's no slave to the state. All right. The rappers had this big tough talk. I hope they're not all. Are they going to start rapping about lockdowns? Oh my God, wouldn't that be the weakest thing? If the rappers start glorifying, I was down in the lockdown, bowing down to the government. It's just complete opposite. You never know in mainstream culture today. Mainstream culture, I mean, people are shamed for going outside, for fitting in is overrated. Okay, so rapper dude, I'm glad you're rapping about Bitcoin and that you got your $40,000 back, whatever that was about, and your shares of Bitcoin. Now, Andreas, who no doubt listens to this rapper, I mean, no doubt in my mind, Andreas Antonopoulos has a new video out can you trust Bitcoin question and answer? Can you trust a hardware wallet to generate your seed? And yes, you can. Hardware wallets are the most secure method of cold storage. And then, that's the big takeaway from the video. So for all you people, he says hardware wallets, the most secure method of cold storage. There you go. I think he kind of took a swipe at Trace because he mentions the Glacier protocol method. It kind of says, you can, if you don't know what you're doing with that, you can really mess up. And thus, hardware wallets are a balance of, ease of use and security, et cetera, et cetera. And he does mention he gives a shout out to Cold Card. So that's nice. And people always like Andreas is a smart guy. Let's not put him on a pedestal. He's not always right. But I'm a dude who in the past and still to this very day, people always get scared when they hear about these really complex ways of storing Bitcoin. And I'm just like, get the Trezor, dude. Okay, you're not Trace. And now there are all these people that are like, oh, I'm glad I'm not Trace. He talked about an altcoin once. And now he's disappeared. We mentioned briefly on World Crypto Network. I only mentioned Trace for 1 second. It wasn't a big deal. We talked about for all you guys who like drama and all the figures in Bitcoin, the guys out there that talk Bitcoin on social media, you'll like some of the things that some of the people that Thomas and I talked about, because some of them you haven't heard about for a while. And Thomas has some unique insider information about those dudes. If you're a freaking yenta, but there's a lot of good information. There's a lot of good information that Thomas and I talked about. And I'm happy to have him on the show tomorrow. It'll be great. So Andreas also, this is from Gladstein. This is another Andreas. He likes this about Andreas. Andreas destroying 51% attack FUD is a beautiful thing. This video should be required viewing by any journalist writing fear pieces on how miners can take over Bitcoin, or by anyone being pitched by an altcoiner trashing proof of work and claiming their coin security is better. And I think I've actually mentioned this Andreas 51% attack video before or something like it. But hey, Gladstein's reminding people. And for those of you who have weak hands or who like to just like be annoyances on Twitter and say, well, there could be a 51% attack, this is something that maybe will change your mind. Or if you're just a troll, it won't. And you won't even click on the link below because you're so impulsive anyway that you don't have listening comprehension or reading comprehension. Moving on, mainstream having mention here from Motley Fool. Why Grayscale Bitcoin Trust surged today? And they talk about the halving. Hey, halving hype. CNBC getting into the halving hype. Prices rise due to central banks and halving. All right, so they talk about the usual, but all the mainstream sources, well, some of the mainstream sources, but soon all of them will be talking, just throwing in the halving line as the Bitcoin price goes roller coastery. So that's great. Halving hype. They're spreading the word. It's in 11 days. The countdown clock is linked to below. And I am glad to see. I don't read the mainstream media. I definitely don't watch the mainstream media, but it gets sent to me on the Twitter feeds and everything. And sometimes I'll do a Bitcoin Google search, and I'm glad to see that the halving hype, as predicted, is going on. It was delayed, but now back on schedule. And maybe we'll talk about GBTC tomorrow with Tone. I asked Tone about. I don't want to talk about GBTC now, but that's always, there's always stories about. I mean, they keep on getting more Bitcoin, and people keep on. I mean, because people have money in 401ks, and that's the way they invest in Bitcoin through GBTC. I understand. Otherwise, you got to own the real thing, baby, and that's Bitcoin, not GBTC. But hey, you make Barry richer. Barry, what's his darn name? Silver. All right, it's deeply all right. Time to move on. Let's move on to the state of Michigan. They had a protest there today. I linked to an article about it. I linked to a video about it. Oh, I'm proud of the dudes in Michigan. I'm proud of this video. It's deeply disturbed. This is what this little woman said. That's a guy who's totally lost his balls. It's deeply disturbing that a bunch of dudes with guns are at the state capitol throwing a tantrum and trying to impose their will on lawmakers. Ashamed of my fellow Michiganers. This is dangerous and selfish. Dude, I couldn't disagree with you more. I am proud of those dudes. To see those dudes going, the government should fear the people. Well, oh, we should put the government on a pedestal and not scare them. And they should be able to do whatever they want to do. No, dude. It was not about, that's not what this country was founded on. It was not founded on worship of the government and protect the government officials and don't skip. It was about the individual and about freedom. And those dudes were individuals. And I praise those guys in Michigan today. They did a great job. And I'm good. And some of the freakazoids in the Capitol building there in Lansing, those politicians, they were scared. And my Lord, Hashem, They should be scared if they're imposing these draconian measures on people and taking away our freedoms. Darn right they should be scared. Darn right. So good for them. Good for them. And the crybabies out there that are saying these are terrorists. You call everybody a terrorist you don't like. The terrorist, you're a big, I can't say that word, what you are. But I mean, they're saying they're white terrorists out there. Dude, the state is 75% white. The area... If you exclude Detroit, it's really a white state. So learn about percentages, learn about demographics. If the state is 75% white and the people in Detroit aren't going to all drive from Lansing, who do you think is going to show up to protest? It's going to be white people. It's mostly white people. So what? You try to, it's just amazing the distractions these people have. They don't care. They just see, white men with guns. That must be bad. Why? Why is that bad? Why is that bad? A white man can't have a gun? What, you got a problem with that? You got a problem with white people? Whatever, dude. It's hysteria. Go hide in your darn house. Let me tell you, everyone should have the right, black, white, purple, pink, should be walking around outside now. And those government people shouldn't be telling everyone that the right thing to do is to hide. Okay. You go hide. You don't, if people are sick, then the government can deal with sick people, okay? You don't keep healthy people locked up in a jail, all right? You don't jail people for nothing. And that's what these criminals in Michigan and the Botox governor, and I hope some of that Botox started cracking in her face when she saw those guys out there. God bless those guys. All right. And keep all over the United States of America, people should be going out there, all right, with whatever. I mean, and I'm going out there in California. Obviously, I'm not I'm not locked and loaded, obviously, but I'm still out there. I'm still making videos, and it's still speaking my mind. And there's all these people cowering out there that see these trends on because Twitter biases it, and you see the trends are ripping, or it's like terrorism. They're calling the people Michigan. Be a man. I mean, so many people are like, I agree with them, but I'm scared. I want to fit in. I don't want to offend my mom or whoever who's on my Twitter feed or my business partners who are on my Twitter. Come on, dude. Retweet it. Speak your mind. Well, at least in the Bitcoin overlay, you don't have to worry about that. What other people think about you. Oh, I tweeted something that wasn't politically correct. I straight up, I retweeted that thing and I praise those dudes. And I am praising them right now. So you praise them too. Go out there, tell your friends and neighbors that, I love what's going on in Michigan. I hope that happens in California. I hope to God that happens in Sacramento tomorrow. That'd be great. And speaking about some things happening tomorrow, in the state of Illinois, which is right near Michigan, obviously, right south of Michigan. Well, not that right. Look at the map. Anyway, there's a Liberty rally against Governor Pritzker's unlawful lockdown extension set to take place in Chicago tomorrow, 12 p.m., the Thompson Center. There's also going to be one at Springfield in the Capitol building. So go, if you're in Illinois, if you're in Chicago, whatever, they took your job away, go there to Chicago. Go down. I hope we see the same thing on the streets of Chicago. That would be more impressive if a bunch of dudes had come out there. That are armed. That would be great. That would be a lovely thing. So Elon Musk he's tired of this stuff. His Twitter feed has become awesome. He's like free America. I linked to him below. There are a lot of you that try to rip on him and everything, but he is speaking his mind about this, and he's on the right side of this. He knows that it's hysteria and people need to get back to work. People need to innovate. He is an innovator. Good job that you don't care about fitting. He doesn't care. Someone said you're going to lose a lot of Twitter followers over this, and he said, "Oh well." I mean, he cares. People who say that. You think someone as smart and as wealthy as him cares about how many Twitter followers he has. You think that's what he cares about when he's speaking the truth? I mean, but hey, so many people care about fitting in and going with the herd that they're just caught in that world. And you know what? 80%ers are going to do what they're going to do. You're a 20%er. Get into this Bitcoin overlay so you can do something like this. So Elon, very good job. And let's see, BTC Moon Guy said, hey, great show with Thomas yesterday. Thank you. And those of you who are listening to this, it's available in podcast form in my and see, look at this guy. Every time I mention, okay, you said laugh out loud. He says, Adam, stop the racism. You're not the guy that says that every single time that I say black people. If I say black people, that's not racism. But there are so many 80%ers out there that if you say black people and you're white, you're racist. That is ridiculous, okay? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. But that is and I hope you're joking and you're just imitating those freaking girls on Twitter that are so reactionary like that, okay? All right, very good. That is it. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister. And someone said, proud of you, Adam. Hi from Holland. Well, dude, join. It's good to see you. I'm the Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Pound that like button. Bang that bell button. Yeah. Subscribe to this backup freaking channel. Follow me on Twitter at TechBalt. And please, of course, tomorrow, 1 p.m. Baltimore time, Tone Bays and Thomas and maybe somebody else. I'll be on the show too, of course. This Week in Bitcoin is 10 a.m. in the morning in LA. And let me go running now. I obviously, look at that. Run BTC. Run BTC. That's like Run DMC. Yeah. They were like the founders.